Hello everyone, Jon Markee here, your Builder CPA, and today we're continuing our series on the IRS Dirty Dozen. So for anyone who's missed the previous videos, there is a tool on the IRS website called the Dirty Dozen, and they highlight a dozen of the most dangerous threats that are currently circulating. And if you Google it, it should take you right to this page. As always, anytime you're utilizing an IRS website, you'll want to make sure that it's legitimate by making sure the URL ends in .gov. So the scam of the day today is false fuel tax credit claims. A major concern during the past year involved taxpayers who were misled into believing they were eligible for the fuel tax credit. The credit is meant for off-highway business and farming use and is not available to most taxpayers. However, unscrupulous tax return preparers and promoters, including people on social media, which is another one of the Dirty Dozen, continue enticing taxpayers into inflating their refunds by erroneously claiming the credit. The IRS has seen an increase in the promotion of filing certain refundable credits using Form 4136, credit for federal tax paid on fuel. The IRS urges people to get more information and ensure they are properly claiming this credit. So transparently, this is not one that I have seen yet, but it kind of ties into a previous scam that we talked about as far as bad social media advice. So when you're finished with your tax return, whether it's you or a tax professional preparing it on your behalf, you always want to do a gut check. And looking at your effective tax rate is probably going to be the most effective way to do this gut check. So if you take your tax liability for the year and you divide it by the amount of total income you had, most Americans achieve an effective tax rate between like 10 and 20%. So you might think that you're in the 24% tax bracket or whatever you might be. All that means, so the US has a graduated tax scale. So once you make a certain amount of money, every additional dollar that you make is taxed at the tax bracket that you are in. But since it's a graduated tax scale, you did not pay that same rate on all of the dollars that you earned throughout the year. So you should be able to take your tax liability and divide it by your total income, and it's likely going to return something between 10 and 20%. If you're outside of that range, you need to start asking questions. It could be perfectly legitimate that you have a lower or higher effective tax rate, but it's one warning sign that you want to watch out for. And I think these people who are taking this fuel credit, if they were to recalculate their effective tax rate, they probably would have realized that it is artificially low. And most of us who are not celebrities, who are not multinational corporations, we are going to be in that 10 to 20% effective tax rate range. So don't fill out forms that don't apply to you. If you're trusting someone else to prepare your tax return, make sure you at least skim through your return, ideally review it page by page. If you see Form 4136, pump the brakes, because chances are the fuel tax credit does not pertain to you. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.